working on day 15 in my album, and I have to tell you that some of the spreads seem to come together really quickly. I kind of know right away what kind of design I want and make it happen. And then there are other ones that I struggle a little bit more with. This is one that I'm feeling like took me a long time, just having trouble deciding on how to make this work and what kind of stories I wanted to tell and what the design was going to look like, all of that stuff. So this is going to be kind of a video of a bit of trial and error, I think. I have a general idea in mind of how I'm going to make this work, and basically I have this photo and one quick story. So let's start off at the beginning here. This is where I am actually in my album, and so for day 15 I know that I have got like a full page space that I need to fill. The story that I originally had intended for this day was kind of like a he-she story, because I had made just a few notes about what Liam was doing and what Emily was doing on this particular Sunday, December 15th. And I thought that it was going to look a lot different than this, but I have this space that I need to fill in here. So I went ahead and grabbed a second part of the notes that I had made for that day, and it was just about kind of the fact that we were starting to get some of the decorations up around the house. One of the photos was some of the artwork that I had posted like on this little ledge behind our couch there, and I had asked my husband to do something with the letterboard sign, and that's what he came up with, was "Save the Neck for Me, Clark." So reflecting a little bit on that, I had some more thoughts about it. There was a couple more things that I wanted to say about that. So this is going to fill in that full page spot on the left hand side. The other part then was the he-she story. So the things that Liam was doing that day, the things that Emily was doing that day, and again just a bit of reflective journaling to describe kind of like this stage of life right now. So I think that what I'm going to do actually is turn this again into almost like a little flip open or flip out. My plan is to crop this out and then crop it again, or cut it about 2 inches in from the left hand side there. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one out as well and fold it over so that it turns into like a little opening flap that fits onto the left side of this picture. The other thing is that I had designed this photo, or this side of the spread, and actually I just want to mention too that the grid layout on the left hand side as well as the digital art that's on here were all from the 2020 digital template pack. So I pulled this word art out of one of the digital templates that was released in 2020 and put it on my photo, and then there was also like a grid style design that I stretched out just a little bit because the original size was 3 by 8, so I stretched it out so that it would fit a 4 by 8.25 space, and then just went ahead and put the photos into that digital template and printed it. So all of this came from the digital collection from 2020. The other thing, so once I had this printed, I was trying to think like, well, great, I've got this design kind of started here, but how do I finish it? What am I going to do with it next? And this is the part where I felt like it was really giving me a hard time. I didn't really know how I was going to manage this. I knew that I wanted to include a number, and I'm pretty sure that's going to go on to the left hand side here and kind of hopefully go over the edge of that flap just a little bit so that it can almost operate as a pull tab to open the sides. But I didn't know what else I was going to do with it. One of the things that was released in the shop with the 2020 collection were these vellum shaker stars. It was actually part of the star mini kit, and I was not lucky enough to be able to grab one of those when I was doing my shopping last year. But I thought, wouldn't it be fun just to see if I could make something similar to that? So what I did do was I used the digital stamp set of the star, this digital star stamp set, and I laid a couple of those out in a variety of sizes onto a canvas and Photoshop Elements, and then went ahead and printed it. I darkened the edges here just so that it would show up on the camera a little bit better, and even now I'm still not sure if you can see that very well. But on the one that I actually printed, I actually just did a very light gray. And then I took some gold thread and put it into my sewing machine and went ahead and followed those lines onto this vellum sheet. Now the thing is, this is actually 2 sheets of vellum. I have not filled this with anything, so it's not technically a shaker just yet, but my plan is that some of these stars are going to be cut out and hang over the edges of my design here. That means that I'm going to need to cut parts of them off. And when I do that, it's going to create an opening. And I'm hoping to be able to go ahead and use some of these little tiny glittery stars to fill inside of those pockets to add as a bit of an embellishment on there. The other thing is that I purposely left these two squares of the grid open, and I'm thinking about adding mini shaker pockets into those spaces as well. So I grabbed one of the 2x2 page protectors, and I think I'm going to go ahead and try to cut out some of these pockets and again fill them with some of the stars. And then on top, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to just put on like an embellishment, like a wood veneer piece, like one of these guys over top, or if maybe I'll just grab some of my chipboard letters and do like an L for Liam and an E for Emily. So those are some of the things that I'm thinking about right now. And I am going to go ahead and get to work on this.